Dividing fractions and mixed numbers. To divide fractions, you have to multiply by the reciprocal. To find the reciprocal, you flip the numerator and the denominator. Remember, the numerator is the top number, denominator is the bottom number. So if I ask you to find the reciprocal, I'm asking you to switch which number is on top and which number is on bottom. Examples of finding the reciprocal. We start with 4 over 7. So my numerator is 4, my denominator is 7. When I find the reciprocal, I'm going to flip which numbers are on top and bottom, which makes 4 over 7, 7 over 4. Notice that 7 over 4 is an improper fraction, but when I'm asking you to find the reciprocal, I do not want you to change it to a mixed number. So we just would say that the reciprocal of 4 over 7 is 7 over 4. The next example asks you to find the reciprocal of 13 over 15. When you find the reciprocal of 13 over 15, you're going to switch which one is on top and which is on bottom. So then I'm going to have 15 on top and 13 on the bottom, or 15 thirteenths. Now, the third example, we run into a mixed number. You have to change a mixed number to an improper fraction before you can find the reciprocal. So I cannot find the reciprocal of 6 1/3 until I have changed it to an improper fraction. To change 6 1/3 to an improper fraction, I'm going to multiply my denominator times my whole number. So 3 times 6, which is 18. And I'm going to add the numerator, which is 1. 18 plus 1 is 19. This is not the reciprocal yet. I can write 6 1/3 as 19 over 3. I have not flipped anything. My denominator 3 is still on the bottom. Okay, it's just writing 6 1/3 as an improper fraction. Now I am ready to find the reciprocal. So now I am ready to flip which is on top and on bottom. So the reciprocal of 6 1/3 we had to write as 19 over 3 first, and then the reciprocal is 3 over 19. When dividing fractions, you leave the first fraction alone, and you're going to multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction. So nothing happens to the first fraction. I'm going to change my division sign to a multiplication sign, and I'm going to find the reciprocal of the second number. An example, the first one says 1/5 divided by 7/6. Remember, nothing happens to my first number. 1/5 is going to remain 1/5. And now I'm going to multiply 1/5 by 6 over 7. Notice, 1/5 has stayed the same. I've gone from division to multiplication because I have written the reciprocal of the second number. So I have 1/5 times 6 over 3. Now it's just multiplying fractions like we talked about before. If you look for cross-canceling, I cannot cross-cancel because I would be looking at 1 and 7. Nothing can go into both of them, and nothing can go into 5 and 6. So I'm going to multiply straight across and do 1 times 6 is 6, and 5 times 7 is 35. This is in simplest form, and it is not improper, so that is my final answer, 6 over 35. If you look at the next example, we have 3/4 divided by 9 over 16. Again, nothing happens to my first number, so 3/4 is going to stay 3/4. I'm going to switch from dividing to multiplying by the reciprocal of 9 over 16. So I can write this as 3/4 times 16 over 9. Just like when we were multiplying, check for cross-canceling. In this case, I can cross-cancel both because what I'm looking at would be 3 and 9, which are both divisible by 3, and 4 and 16, which are both divisible by 4. I'm going to start with 16 and 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4. and 4 divided by 4 is 1. So I've crossed out 16 and 4, and I've divided them both by 4. Now I can cross cancel 3 and 9. 3 and 9 are both divisible by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. I'm ready to multiply straight across. 1 times 4 is 4, and 1 times 3 is 3. Notice that this is an improper fraction. 4 is larger than 3, and 4 is on top. So you can divide 4 divided by 3, and you get 1 and 1/3. The next example is 2/9 times 8 over 13. Divided by 8 over 13. We need to leave 2/9 alone, and we need to change our division to multiplying by the reciprocal of 8 over 13, which is 2/9 times 13 over 8. When you look for cross-canceling, 2 and 8 are both even numbers. They're both divisible by 2. And when you look at 9 and 13, there's not a number besides 1 that can go into both 9 and 13 evenly. So I can only cross-cancel 2 and 8. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. 1 times 13 is 13, and 9 times 4 is 36. Be careful here. This is in simplest form. You cannot reduce it. 13 is a prime number, which means only 1 and itself can go into it. And then 36 is not divisible by 13, so I cannot simplify this any further. When dividing mixed numbers, you have to change the mixed number to an improper fraction. Just like when we were multiplying mixed numbers, when we're dividing mixed numbers, you have to change your mixed number to an improper fraction. Examples of this, we have 2 and 2/5 divided by 1 and 4/9. I am not ready to find the reciprocal of 1 and 4/9 because I have to change my mixed number to an improper fraction first. So this first step, I am only changing my mixed numbers to improper fractions. I am not finding the reciprocal, I am not multiplying. To change 2 and 2/5 to an improper fraction, 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12 over 5. Keep your division sign. To change 1 and 4/9 to an improper fraction, you do 9 times 1 is 9, plus 4 is 13 over 9. Notice, I've not found the reciprocal, I've not flipped anything yet. 9 was my denominator, and it still is right now. Now that I have them both as improper fractions, I am ready to multiply by the reciprocal. 12 over 5 stays the same. I need to multiply by 9 over 13. Flip the second number. When you look for cross-canceling, you cannot cross-cancel. So I do need to multiply straight across. 12 times 9 is 108. And 5 times 13 is 65. This is an improper fraction. 65 can go into 108 one time, and you're going to have 43 as the remainder. So my mixed number is 1 and 43 over 65. The next example says 3 and 1/3 divided by 2 and 5/6. Remember, before I can multiply by the reciprocal, I have to change both mixed numbers to improper fractions. To multiply 3 and 1/3 to change 3 and 1/3 to an improper fraction, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Leave your denominator the same, so I have 10 over 3. And then 2 and 5/6, we do 6 times 2 is 12, plus 5 is 17 over 6. I have not flipped anything, so I am still dividing these two fractions. Now I am ready to find the reciprocal of my second number, so I have 10 over 3 times 6 over 17. When you look for cross-canceling here, if you look at 10 and 17 first, you cannot cross-cancel. But when you look at 3 and 6, these are both divisible by 3. So I can cross out 6 and cross out 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. When you multiply straight across, we have 10 times 2 is 20, and 1 times 17 is 17. This is an improper fraction. 17 can go into 20 one time, so my whole number is 1. We have 3 left over, so it's 1 and 3/17. Today's assignment is page 47, numbers 13 through 34.